This lesson is lesson 1 of 2 on argumentative writing aimed at students in Scotland studying at roughly level 3. The purpose of these two lessons are to understand the genre of writing known as argumentative writing, to be able to use features of this genre to produce our own text, and then to use our own text to create new additional texts. Within English study, we talk about written texts being broadly creative, broadly discursive, or critical in nature. Where do you think argumentative writing fits in? Is it creative, discursive, or critical? The answer is discursive writing. We are arguing something, we are trying to prove a point, so we are discussing it, we are being discursive in this task. Discursive writing is a type of factual writing which presents sides of an argument. Sometimes the writing is trying to make the reader agree or disagree with a particular side of the argument. This is called something other than just argumentative or discursive writing. Can you remember the type of writing where you're trying to convince someone of something? The answer, of course, is persuasive writing. We are trying to persuade someone to agree with a particular point of view. Despite what this name suggests, argumentative writing is not about having an argument. It's not about trying to get one point across, but in fact, it's about presenting different sides of an argument based on research. What you're going to do is practice writing a balanced argument which presents two sides equally, so both for and against. It doesn't matter which side you agree with, as you will need to research and present both sides fairly and equally. It is only in the final paragraph of this type of writing that you'll be allowed to give your own opinion on the topic. Features of argumentative writing. A good example of argumentative writing will have an introduction, which introduces the topic, gives a little bit of context for your reader. It will present views from both sides of the argument. It will use supporting evidence to back up these sides of the argument, and it will deliver a conclusion which offers in some way the writer's opinion. It should also be written in the third person, avoiding I statements except in the final paragraph when you are giving your own opinion, and it should be written using formal and technical language. We'll say a bit more about that later on. So we're going to work through an example. The main purpose of this lesson today is for you to see an example in practice, and the example here is, should homework be banned? Now, you may already have an opinion on this, but I want you to wait until you have read both sides before you make your final decision. One of the interesting things about writing these types of essay or these pieces of work is that it can be really difficult to keep our own opinions out of the way during the research and writing. So choosing a good topic can be really important. I'm not going to read these out to you, but you can pause the video across the next couple of slides to read the example essay here. So take your time, read what's on the screen, and then continue the video. I will leave each slide up for a few seconds. So now that you've read the sample piece of writing, sample essay on should homework be banned, your main task for this lesson is this. Go back through the example, that'll mean going back through the video to read it again, and make a list of the key points. So summarising is the skill here. We are trying to pick out what the main points are that have been made. There should be some that agree with the statement and some that disagree with the statement, but I would like you to list them all the ones that you can find, and then beside each point write down whether you personally agree with that statement or whether you disagree with that statement. Not the overall argument, but just the individual points. So once you've made a list of the key points, do you agree with that point or do you disagree with that point? So you will need to pause and skip back through the video to reread the passage. You can do that now. So this sample essay was, should homework be banned? Having now read through the whole essay, written down the key points, and decided whether you agree or disagree with those points, what is your opinion on the overall question? Should homework be banned? What do you think? Did you change your mind? You probably had an opinion based on the title at the start of this, but have you now changed your mind based on what you have read? Which argument do you think was stronger or better presented? Although this is not a persuasive piece of writing, did it manage to convince you to think of something that you hadn't previously thought of? In the next lesson, we will look at how to plan and write our own type of balanced essay, but feel free to go back through this as many times as you need to fully understand the example.